I am looking to be the best human I can possibly be.
A video he shared online had people doing a double take, wondering if AI had a front row seat.
But the internet is also buzzing right now over this video, and it's from Will Smith.
My behavior was unacceptable.
So Will Smith just put out what was supposed to be a sweet little tour montage, a wholesome thank you video for the fans. You know, quick clips, feel-good vibes, nothing too serious. But instead of people talking about the love and the energy, it blew up for the worst possible reason, because once people started pausing and zooming in, yikes. Faces looked warped, hands had way too many fingers, and one poor fan sign literally morphed into straight-up gibberish mid-shot. Suddenly the conversation wasn't, hey, Will's back. It was, wait, did Will Smith just fake his own crowd with AI? And I'm not exaggerating when I say the internet roasted him hard for it. So today, let's break down exactly what went down with that video, why people are convinced it was AI generated, and why the whole thing is honestly pretty embarrassing, especially for someone who used to be one of the biggest stars in the world. Let's get into it. Here's what actually happened. Will Smith posted a short montage across his social media, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts to show off his recent tour stops and thank the fans. Pretty standard stuff. Quick cuts of crowd energy, fans cheering, signs in the air, except something looked off. People started freezing the frames and pointing out weird, glitchy visuals. Some faces looked like they were sliding off the skull. Others were blurry or warped in unnatural ways. There were hands with 6, even 7 fingers. One fan was holding a sign that clearly started as something like "Love You Will" and then transformed into complete nonsense halfway through the shot. It didn't take long before the comments lit up. People were calling it AI slop, fake hype, and one user even joked, "Bro had to CGI his own fans." Harsh? Yeah, but also not entirely uncalled for, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. The crowd looks more like something from a horror game than an actual concert, like AI-generated NPCs placed into the background of a cutscene. And this wasn't just a couple of trolls poking fun in the comments. It spread fast, meme pages picked it up, tech channels broke it down frame by frame, and even Green Day took a jab on their official page, saying, "Don't need AI for our crowds." When another artist shades you over this stuff, it's not just a glitch, it's a moment, a really awkward one. But as the internet roasted him, a deeper question started to bubble up. Was this whole crowd actually fake? Or was it something even weirder? Here's the thing. No, Will Smith wasn't performing to an empty room. Let's be clear, the shows are real. Fans showed up. There are videos, photos, and reviews from the venues that prove people were actually there, singing along and having a good time. His Scarborough show even got positive press for being lively and full of emotion. So no, the man didn't rent out an arena and perform to a bunch of cardboard cutouts. This wasn't that kind of scam, but that almost makes it worse, because if he had real breathing fans in the crowd, why on earth would you run that footage through a filter that makes them look like rejected game characters? That's the part that has everyone confused. According to breakdowns from outlets like Snopes and tech experts, the most likely explanation is this. Will's team used AI-style animation to turn still crowd photos into short motion clips. Basically, a tool that tries to add movement to a photo so it feels like video. Then, once the video hit platforms like YouTube Shorts, extra enhancements from the platform's machine learning kicked in, making the warped faces and weird hands even worse. So you're looking at real fans, but the video makes them look fake, and it's all thanks to a cocktail of AI tools, filters, and some very questionable post-production choices. I gotta say it, that's embarrassing. Because if you have real fans, actual people who paid to be there and scream your name, why not just show them as they are? Why layer them in filters that make them look like Sims characters caught in a glitch? It doesn't come across as polished. It comes across as insecure, like someone trying way too hard to make the moment feel epic when it already was. And for Will Smith, that kind of insecurity just adds fuel to the fire. But that wasn't the whole story, because when you step back and look at what else Will's been dealing with lately, this video starts to feel less like a weird editing mistake and more like a symptom of something deeper. Let's be real, this whole video mess didn't happen in a vacuum. A few years ago, a glitchy promo wouldn't have made a dent in Will Smith's reputation. He was untouchable. Fresh Prince royalty, a blockbuster machine, Men in Black, Bad Boys, Independence Day, he owned the screen. Clean cut, family friendly, everybody's favorite. But now, it feels like every move he makes gets side-eyed. And honestly, he's kinda earned it. It all started unraveling in 2022. You already know what I'm talking about, the Oscars, that moment. The slap heard round the world. In one night, he went from beloved star to banned for a decade. 10 years shut out from the academy. That alone would have been enough to break most careers. But instead of quietly regrouping, Will kept making things worse. Remember all the oversharing that came after? The awkward interviews with Jada, where she revealed they'd been secretly separated since 2016? The weird book promo clips where Will would drop bomb after bomb from his past, as if daring the internet to drag him? Then came the India Martinez moment this year. Will kissed her on stage during a performance, and it wasn't smooth. It felt off. Fans weren't cheering, they were cringing. The whole vibe was, why are you doing this? Instead of, wow, he's back. So when this tour montage dropped, people weren't just watching for nostalgia. They were looking for cracks, waiting to catch something that didn't feel right. And once they spotted those warped faces and AI glitches, they ran with it because the trust is already broken. The public's tired. And when someone's already on thin ice, even the smallest misstep becomes a full-blown headline. But it gets even more interesting when you hear what people think might have caused this AI mess in the first place. So why would a celebrity like Will Smith, with a real tour and real fans, even need to use AI? That's the question people couldn't stop asking. And while no official explanation has come out, there are plenty of rumors floating around, and some of them make way too much sense. Rumor 1, insecurity. The leading theory is that Will's team wanted to boost the vibe of the footage. Maybe the shows were fun, but the still photos weren't dramatic enough. So they used AI-style animation to give the pictures movement, hoping it would look more exciting, more cinematic, more viral, but it backfired. Instead of looking epic, it looked fake. And in 2025, when everyone's paranoid about AI fakery, that's a major misstep. Rumor 2, laziness. Some say it wasn't about hype, it was about speed, a shortcut. Instead of properly editing high-quality crowd video, they just took a bunch of stills, ran them through an AI animator, and called it a day. A quick fix to meet a deadline, which honestly tracks. It explains the awkward motion and the weird glitches. And rumor 3, legal reasons. This one's more niche, but it's out there. The idea is that they intentionally altered fan faces to avoid clearance issues. If you warp the faces enough, you don't need to get permission to show people. But again, this isn't confirmed. It's just a theory people are throwing around online. No matter which one you believe, the result is the same. A video that screams edited when it didn't need to be. And the worst part? While everyone online was debating the how and the why, Will Smith stayed completely silent. Here's what's wild. This whole drama has been bubbling for days. Articles are being written. TikToks are racking up millions of views. Fans and critics are dissecting the footage frame by frame. And Will Smith hasn't said a single word about it. No statement, no tweet, no clarification, nothing. And in the world of modern PR, silence speaks volumes. Because when you don't speak up, people fill in the blanks. And the story that's sticking isn't Will used a fun new filter. It's Will faked his own fans. Even if it's not fully true, even if it was just a poorly edited montage. The perception is already locked in. Now he's in a no-win situation. If he explains it, he looks guilty and desperate. If he says nothing, he looks shady and out of touch. But here's the thing. This wasn't just about the editing. It was about the bigger picture. People want to believe in comebacks, but only if they feel real, authentic, human. And this felt like the exact opposite. It felt like a guy trying to control the narrative so hard, he ended up making himself look worse. If Will had just posted a simple, raw clip of the crowd cheering, no filters, no motion effects, it would have been enough. People would have said, hey, he still got it, but instead we got a video that looks like it was patched together by an AI program trying to pass its Turing test. And now the big question is, what does he do next? Does he double down on overly polished content and hope the controversy fades? Or does he switch it up? Go raw, go real, and prove to everyone that he doesn't need tech tricks to sell out shows. Because at this point, one more weird edit might be all it takes to completely kill the comeback. In the end, this wasn't just about some extra fingers or a melting sign. It was about trust. Will had real fans, but the edit made them look fake, and that's what sticks. To me, it feels embarrassing. The love was there, but instead of celebrating it, the video made it seem artificial. Will Smith used to be untouchable. Now every move gets picked apart, and even a simple montage turns into a scandal. That's the real damage here. So what do you think? Was this a desperate attempt to hype the tour or just a dumb editing mistake? And after everything, do you think Will can actually come back, or is it too late? Let me know down below.